Hi friends, I'm here to make an oversized journal cover and I wanted to share it with you so that later you don't wonder. I have a blue journal that I'm assembling and the stuff that's in it, I don't want to trim. It's old sheet music and it's about 6¼ wide. That's too big to make the journal cover out of scrapbook paper. 12 by 12 isn't gonna work, right? 6¼ it's basic math. I took some measurements and I think if I make a cover that's, I already lost the piece of paper, 9½ by 13 or something like that, I'd be okay with it. I prepped, this is an Amazon mailer, a paper one. I could have used bubble wrap like the white one, something like this if I wanted, but I didn't want the bubbles, the actual bubbles, and I think this will be fine. However, the plastic may be better because this isn't the most sturdy paper. It's like a fancy handmade paper. Then I decided on the inside, I'm going to use a piece of scrapbook paper because I have plenty here so I can wrap it like this. If the outside cover was barely big enough, this wouldn't work. I think this will be fine. I didn't plan it before I cut the blue striped paper, but I went and looked in my stash. This is a Ciao Bella, and I just love it. I think it's magnificent with this for a winter journal. What I'm gonna do, if you're a quilter, you've seen this a million times, I'm gonna miter the corners, then fold it over. If you're a paper crafter, you're probably still better at it than me. And I can't guarantee you that I cut the brown part totally square, but I did use my cutter, so I have big dreams. I've done like a basic dry fit, which is always a good idea. I'm gonna glue this down and then miter the corners. And I'm gonna put the brown side out just in case I have any problems with it showing. And I've never glued with this paper. So let's do an experiment just to see what our situation is. If we take a piece of art glitter glue and we glue this to a piece of trash, does it show? And if it does, if the art glitter glue shows through, then we'll have to be a little more careful. We could use gel matte medium, we could use glue stick, we could still use it and just say, oh, it's fine. Okay, it barely showed through and I put it a little heavy, I think. Let's see. What if I needed to glue down this corner with just a dot? Yeah, it shows through. I'm gonna let that sit for a few minutes and then come back and then see if once it dries, am I okay with it? In theory, this should dry and not show like that. If it does show and I move forward right now, I could have the stripes of the glue. If that's the case, then I probably wanna do glue stick and or use a brush with this. That might be a good idea. If you brush it out, it's thinner and you won't have the tracks from where you squirted it out of the bottle. It should work better. Gel medium would probably work great, but I don't know, I might be too lazy to dig that out. And I get that not everybody has it. If you ever wonder, do a test before you move on. I have another cover I'm gonna make with this. Yeah, what was I thinking when I bought this? I think I bought it. Maybe one of you sent it to me. But I feel like I had to carry it for a while, so I think I acquired it. I was thinking it would be great on top of this. I think Twyla said put it on silver. Believe it or not, I don't have a 12 by 12 piece of silver, and I was trying to figure out how to make it for the journal I'm working on now, but then I decided 12 by 12 wasn't big enough. I could use a regular 8½ by 11, then it would be more sturdy, but still I'd be gluing this onto mirror paper. So I was kind of brainstorming. What I might try is taking this outside, spraying a section of it with spray adhesive, take it, glue it onto something, and then hours later check it and see if it's tacky. Because if it is tacky, I better glue it onto the same thing. So mirror paper, if it is tacky, that's obviously not a solution for a journal, but that's what I was thinking, because to glue this, I don't want to spread glue onto here and then put it on top. When you have something that's a little complex, just do a test patch, especially if you have lots of it like this. I have to go now and take whatever the dog is eating and all the other things away from the kittens. So we'll let that dry and I'll be back. It's been at least 15 minutes and it didn't go away. I don't think it's going to. I mean, I think it's dry and you can still see it right there. So think that answers our question. What I'll probably do is use a little bit around the edges, but not, there's going to be a craft-a-lanch behind me. Eliza's doing a project of her own. What we're going to do is we're going to take this glue stick. It's supposed to be magic blue. It is not really blue. My guess is it's dried out. And we'll use some Elmer's. We'll just use a lot of glue stick and hope that it works. Okay? The more the merrier. And if it gets crazy or it shows through or something bad happens, then we'll put some sort of mixed media thing over it like we planned it. And I'm just rubbing as much glue stick as I can with a lot of pressure so it's kind of sticky and gooey. It's picking up those dots more than everything. And then I'll go around the edge. The other one is purple, so it's really easy to see it. And like I said, that glue stick was supposed to be blue. I think at some point it maybe was. Whoa, a little too much pressure for this one. So let's scoop that back up. Put that over here. That might have been like a goopy edge that was falling off or something. But I think it's just a much softer glue stick than the other one. And I'm going to go down this little ridge. Okay, now we can't leave that giant glob. Oh, this isn't going back in. Like, it's done. That's what happened. It was the end of it. Okay, so let's throw that away so that doesn't mess me up next time. Plus, if you have a bunch of empty glue sticks sitting around, you don't buy any because you think you have plenty. Now, because it's purple, I'm a little hesitant to go touching it, but I'm 99% sure that even if I get it on things, it will dry clear and it will be okay. Okay, I'm just moving it around. Then I'm going to put a tiny bit, just because my corners are so important to me. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny bit of art glitter glue on the corners. Oh no, so I have fingers covered in glue and I'm about to have kitten help. So that's pretty great. Okay, now we'll just push it down there. And on the inside, I think I might put, what I'll do is I'll get the edges folded over. I have to go wash my hands. And then I'll probably put some art glitter glue right on the edge where I think the scrapbook paper is going to cover it anyway. Let's just take a peek. I did mention that I have spray adhesive. It is probably below 40 degrees here. And when I use spray adhesive, I always like to use it outside. Maybe in the garage just to touch, but my garage is not insulated. And I can't do it in the shop because Mr. Crafting and Relaxing always notices the adhesives. He like freaks out, so I don't want to go do it in his space. Okay, I'm going to wash hands. I'll be right back. I was gone long enough to quickly wash and dry my hands, and she was laying here. Okay, Missy, this is not for you. This is Eliza, if you're new here. She is the bigger kitten, and she has really put on some pounds, and if she doesn't have a growth spurt, we might have to talk about measuring food. But she has a little sister that's super scrawny, so we're just trying to put the pounds on, but we may have overdone it on this one. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see if we have any cat hair. Now let's trim these. Like I said, mitering corners, not my strength. It's really not. Okay, let's see how that looks. Not bad. Okay, maybe I did all right. That one I didn't get close enough. There's like it's making a point. Okay, now we'll go down the edge. I haven't trimmed the scrapbook paper yet, but that's okay. We'll just, sometimes I get all the parts ready to go together, but what I want to do is wait, put this together, and then measure it so I know exactly how I want the paper. And I'm going to put right here on the edge of this flap a line of art glitter glue, because I'm hoping that doesn't show. This paper, this blue paper, is very textured and seems to be gripping pretty well. So I've got that going for me. You know, some papers glue better, easier than others. And I do probably have another glue stick if this one all of a sudden fails us, but I can't say I know for sure where. There we go. This is probably the back cover, just because I was thinking the dyed and written on part should be in the back, just in case anything shows. And let's pull it tight on that corner. Right there. I need to be a little gentle because the paper is actually getting a little soggy. It has like a ricey texture, and I put a lot of glue stick on it. There we go. Not the most exciting, but you can make a journal cover out of almost anything. And if you watch my videos and you've seen some of my other journals, I use a lot of scrapbook paper. It's quick, and I don't have to spend a half an hour looking for the things in my room that I know are here that will go together. Yeah, true story. Took me a long time to find the big mailer envelopes. But I use all sorts of things. Pretty much if you see something and you think, oh, that would be cool on a journal cover, you should try it. Yeah, this is falling apart too. Okay, Santa should probably bring me a glue stick. Santa might have to come early. Okay, now this is the front cover, so I want to be especially careful that I don't damage the paper, but try and get a lot of glue on it. So that's a tricky combo, because the front cover gets handled more. You know, you're opening and closing. Lots of times you set it down on a surface and then open and close the front, plus you see it more. Okay, and then we just fold it over, and you can use plastic envelopes, you can use old mailing envelopes, you can use wrapping paper, you can use paper shopping bags and decorate them, or not. You could just have it craft colored if you wanted. There's all sorts of things you can use. Okay, oh, that is pretty. So my members on a video chose which cover, and a lot of people said the striped paper, and I think it's pretty cool. I didn't realize it had so much texture and variation and color in it. So when they're wet, I like to kind of crinkle them a little, just to convince it, yep, you're gonna bend later. Now, let's put this over here, stick this on here, and on this one, we can use art glitter glue. We're going to need every bit of width it can give us, but I made the ends nice and wide, so we should be okay. How much height do we want? Okay, this is 9.5. If we do, well, it doesn't matter really how much we do. We're not gonna see, up here, we're not gonna see another stripe. So what if we do 9 and then we have a quarter on each? Yeah, let's do a skimpy 9. Is that a thing? Okay, I went a bit under 9 because there, I think that's beautiful. Okay, now when I use scrapbook paper, I almost always use this. I didn't use this thing on this because I was a little worried about catching or damaging, and I don't use it on like textured things. Oh, that's gorgeous too. We have to use the birds. I mean, the birds are so perfect with the stripe, but that is gorgeous paper. Well, if nothing else, we have a scrap of it somewhere, right? Okay, we have a scrap that we can use inside. Oh my gosh, I might have another piece too. It's on the back of this one. Oh, this one is not cute on the back, really. It's that light blue, but I didn't love all the birdhouses. I just wanted it less busy. Okay, then I just take this, and it kind of isn't too bad if it's a little plugged, but when you do a journal cover, you need quite a bit of glue, so it can't be like totally plugged. If you do too small of a bead, it dries before you even get the other sections done. And I just do it all at once. I just take the whole cover and I go, shh, and then put some more. And you don't have to make it real soupy. If I was just gluing this to one piece of scrapbook paper, I probably would have stopped a while ago. But since it's a mailer and I'm assuming that those layers of paper are going to drink some glue, I'm putting a lot. But now it's not coming out. And you can't dawdle. So I'm grabbing my backup pin to loosen that up. I mean, you can't dawdle too long or the beads will dry. Now I have turned off my heat and it's a little chilly. It might be like 68 in here, but I try to remember to turn off my heat because it blows onto my counter when I make a cover. Then my fingers are a little gooey. Everything's a little gooey. Because I use so much glue, I have to kind of get it right the first time. I can jiggle a little, but I can't, you know, pick it up and move. Okay, I got an incoming kitten, so we have to pick up our pace. I used to use double-sided adhesive for all my journal covers, and somehow I thought it was better, and I worried about bowing and all sorts of other things. The thing about the wet glue is you can set it down and then pivot it a little bit, like if it's not perfectly straight. On that, like if you have a sheet of adhesive and you lay it down crooked, you're committed. You just have to trim things to straighten them up, which wouldn't have been an option for the inside cover like this. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Okay, I don't want all that extra glue to squish out and get on my fancy tool, so I'm going to be really careful. I'm not going to go over the edges. Oops, except if I'm not paying attention. I'm just going to go up to them. So if any glue comes out, it doesn't get on my furniture pad right here. And I'm going to find a scoring tool, not a scoring tool, a bone folder. When you turn on a camera, you can't remember words, like basic words that you know forever. Can you see Eliza's? No, you can't see her. Eliza is sitting on my left watching this. They love the sounds of the paper. My Sadie cat loved paintbrush on a canvas. She always had to come get involved. And these girls get excited, you know, when the paper sounds. Okay, I'm not going to try and fold this. Well, I am. I'm going to try and just give it a kink in the middle so that it will not fight me so much after it's dry. And there's a part of it that just won't go. You got to kind of break those fibers down. But I want to be sure I don't damage that outside cover. There we go. Got it to fold. What are you doing over there, Zuzi? Trying to get your chair right? Okay, there we go. And I don't care about the crinkle in the middle. It's going to crinkle. I mean, I'm folding it. I didn't score it first. It's going to crinkle. That's fine. I'm going to go watch TV. I'm going to go watch probably some holiday movie. And I'm going to set something. I don't know. Yeah, I am going to set something on this. A big book. I have a giant atlas, but it's like buried in the cupboard of shame right now. Here we go. Here's a package of cardstock. We'll put this down on it in case of a problem. There. And then I'm going to go watch a movie, and then I will assemble the journal. Look at how this turned out. I sewed it together last night when I was watching TV, and I just love it. I don't usually rearrange the pages after I start making it, but I usually have a plan for the cover before I get that far. I changed this so you have your Winter Wonderland and you have your Winter Wonderland page right there. Love it. And then flip through. I glued that down all the way because I had so much adhesive on it anyway. And I haven't done any decorating since you saw it. I just sewed it together. And, oh, that's not true. I did put these on. These are little pockets. so I can put little bits in there. I did that while I was watching TV because I needed my cutter and a bunch of stuff. And the owl. So now you can kind of see how it's coming together. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Just shove some stuff in there so I had it handy as I go around my room and I find stuff. So I am loving this one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. If I'm going to just make it a kit. Don't love this. Need to work on that. Or if I'm going to decorate it all the way. Same drill as the other ones. $26 all in, shipped in the US. If you want this one, be sure to speak up soon because I only made one blue one. Part of me says I'm going to clean my room next. You never know. I might start another blue one today, but it's pretty bad. Let me show you. I was doing projects and the kittens were helping me, and it's been a lot, huh, buddy? Yeah, he says, oh, they're a lot. So all the stuff that you see on the floor, I mean, sure, I'm probably responsible for some of that, but did I take cards from my friends and throw them on the floor? No. And all this stuff, yeah, I get a lot of help around here. I think I need to stop and clean up, and I don't think I'll make another blue one. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing. Bye-bye.